Huh? Is that? Finally arrived! A long-awaited, coveted beach episode. Yeah? This was totally worth the wait. Hello everyone! What's up? It's Nivni, YouTuber Adair, and Jiha. It's a pleasure to have all of you. This is part 3 of the visual novel series I've been doing, my Lovey-Dovey Demon. Hi Jordan. Glad you could pop in again. Yeah, just about to begin. Day 5. A trip to remember. Alright, here we go. The following morning finds me sitting at the breakfast table with my family, plus Elizabeth, staring down at the various dishes my grandma made for breakfast. I help my grandma with some of these dishes, as I often do when kitchen work is involved. I left the miso soup and the braised salmon to my grandma, but I diced the cucumbers for the salad and prepared... not familiar with that. Vinaigrette? The food is hearty and refreshing, and the cucumber feels particularly satisfying as I crunch it between my teeth. It's a pretty hot day. All the days have been hot this summer. It's sticky to an uncomfortable extent, but the cool soil helps offset it off somewhat. Chiharu sighs as she fans her face with one hand. I'm getting all sweaty. So gross. The salad can't, unfortunately, alleviate the worst of the summer heat. Does a salad actually relieve heat somewhat? I never heard that before. A fact Chiharu's grousing makes all too apparent. Still, there are worse ways to spend a sultry August morning. Don't complain so much, Chi. Nene scolds Chiharu between a mouthful of rice, her jaw working up and down as she chomps. Nene might be a self-proclaimed dark one, bestowed with a number of awesome powers, but she's not yet learned how to chew with her mouth shut. It seems a bit of an oversight on the Dark Lord's part that he didn't teach her such a basic ability, but maybe dark beings don't need to mind their manners like the rest of us. You should be grateful for the bountiful fare which has been presented before us. Grandmother works very hard for our sake, so you ought to enjoy your food. Even the Dark Lord thinketh thou should respect thine elders. Does he indeed? It's nice to know that this Dark Lord you speak of is a family man, Nene, dear. I think I'd quite like the sound of him. Thou shouldn't. The Dark Lord is truly incredible. His power is immense, yet he remains humble, represented before those who have braved innumerable spins upon the star. I assure you, thinkest thou very wise, and I'm also sure that he would love your food. This salad is particularly good. I can't get enough of it. Feasting upon it is making my dark energy increase fourfold. I'm very pleased to hear that, dear, but I didn't make that salad. What? You didn't? No, I didn't. That was all Taiki's doing. He was very helpful. Taiki, huh? Hi, Products. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm not sure what's going on. I'm sure it's just another hiccup with YouTube. Nothing personal against you. Nana looks at me across the table. She frowns. Then, after a brief pause, she says, "Well, that would explain why this dark one felt this salad was lacking compared to the other dishes." Really? Really? It is the braised salmon which is truly delectable. Hey, you. I scowl. I know I'm too mature to get sucked into Nelly's silly game, but her disparagement stings all the same. I thought you said my salad was good. No, better than good. Did you say it was replenishing your dark energy? Or whatever. I thought that was the case until I discovered that this salad was made by thine unworthy hands. I can only conclude I was mistaken in my earlier observations. Even this dark one could be wrong. I can admit to that much. I don't believe that any of your slop could enhance my powers. That are far too mundane. Says you, when I was the one who summoned Elizabeth. Don't I have more magical powers than you do? You do indeed, Taiki. Your magical energy is faint, but it's certainly there. I can detect it, even now. It is this energy of yours which allows me to manifest myself at this table, alongside your family. Without you, I wouldn't be able to maintain my form. There, you see? I'm the mage of this family, not you. Now, take your spurs claims back. I shan't. Why, you... All right, children, let's not fight. It's too early in the morning for this nonsense, and it's much too hot. Can't we enjoy our food in peace? This food is really good. Thank you, Gran, and thank you, Big Bro, too. It's no problem. I'm glad at least somebody appreciates my cooking. Does preparing a salad really count as cooking? You only have to chop up a few vegetables. There's more effort than you made in the kitchen, you pipsqueak. You remember the time Mom asked you to peel a few potatoes for dinner? Peel half your hand instead. Kitchen looked like a bloodbath. That was not but an attempt to summon forth the demon. It was completely intentional. Was it now? Yes, indeed. Every maid should know that blood is required to form contracts with demonic entities. That's common sense. I have a few questions when it comes to Nenny's conception of common sense. Namely, does it even exist? It really is a mystery. I was really doing what he had to be done. Do not mock me for it. You say that, but I needed to slice half my hand to open a summon Elizabeth. Actually, I think that would have probably warded her off away. Indeed. I don't really like the sight of blood blood. Some demons require blood if they want to make contracts, but I'm not one of them. It doesn't sound very sanitary, and I don't think I'm really worth the hassle. Jeez, I can hardly believe that Elizabeth, a genuine demon, is more reasonable than my sister. I guess that goes to show how weird Nene's sensibilities are. There, you see? There was no reason to go that far. And did you have to try summoning a demon while we were making curry? There's a time and place for these things. Yes, indeed. I did. That's what I not understand. Taiki. You dummy. I like those chips. Pringles? I could detect a distinct fragmentation of Nene's Dark One character happening right now. Her style of speaking's gotten all sloppy. Not that her theeing and thouing is ever that consistent. I don't think Neni's read enough classical literature to keep that act up. Hell, I don't even think she even thee and thou's correctly. Thanks, products. She gives it her best shot though, which I guess is commendable. Though, why she put so much effort to acting like a refugee from another century is beyond me. Maybe she feels left out, being the third in a family of 4. I wonder if she does it for the attention. It'll be alright, Nene. Elizabeth reassures my grumpy younger sister, who's scowling. Nice, Jordan. You might not have magical energy of your own, but I'm certain if you could keep it up, you'll at least be able to peel potatoes one a day. Dear Bess, I'll root for you. But I don't want to learn how to peel potatoes. I want to learn how to summon demons. And I want some peace and quiet. But it looks like I can't have that either. Chiharu sighs. Life is full of disappointment. You best get used to it. What? Is that really true? To a jaded, joyless old lady like Chi, maybe. Excuse you. Now, it's Chiharu's turn to scowl. How in the world do I classify as an old lady? I'm not old enough to drink yet. Your face not might be old, but your soul is. This dark one can't see the color of dying gither, and I have determined that is of woefully ashen hue. You act like you're ancient Chi, and I don't mean that you're wise. Thou, just acts joyless. Thou wouldst be best served if thou learned how to enjoy thyself for once in thy life. Why, you... Oh, that might be a good idea, actually. What is it, grandfather? I just had a stroke of inspiration, in no small part thanks to Nene here. Well, of course, I am a genius, or so I've heard. That is why the Dark Lord chose to bestow upon me his dark magics. Nobody else would be able to use them as I can. Oh ho 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 ho. Well, quite. You mentioned that we should enjoy ourselves, didn't you? Indeed I did. Why dost thou ask? Well, I just thought of a way we might be able to do just that. You see, Grandpa clears his throat, then exclaims, as it's such a nice day, I thought we could cut loose and take a family trip to the beach. How does that sound? Ooh, the beach. Rez's eyes light up as this proposition and begins to bounce up and down excitedly. I wanna go. It sounds like fun. Doesn't it just? I thought you might get a kick out of that. What do you think, Makiko dear? Would you like to come with us? It is quite the sudden suggestion, but I don't see why not. It's been a long time since I went to the beach. It might be nice to breathe in the sea air, and I've had a few books I've been meaning to read for a while. It seems as a good way to relax as any. This dark one does approve most readily. I do so love the beach. Who doesn't? I'm sure you're even a fan, aren't you, Chiharu? I don't dislike the beach, I suppose, but... The closest beach is to our drive away, isn't it? That's right. Is that a problem, dear? It isn't for me, but it might be for you. I wouldn't want you to drive all the way for our sake. It's a long trip. What if you exhaust yourself? Your concern is appreciated, Chiharu dear, but I wouldn't suggest it if I didn't feel up to the task. I'm not about to go back up my word now. Not even when I've gotten young Risa so worked out. I'm sure I can manage it. You're underestimating me. Shizuke is a better driver than you might think. You wouldn't think he was already in his 80s. Not when he's behind the wheel. Oh, Makiko, you flatter me. That's my job, dear. As your dutiful wife, I'll always be here to cheer you on. You need only ask. Chiharu frowns. For a day out, it sounds awfully involved. Perhaps it is, but spurting's alright if you do it sparingly. Life would be horribly boring if we didn't. Grandpa's right. Do you hear that, Chi? You're being boring. Stop trying to shoot down our ideals. We all want to go to the beach. Isn't that right, Riza? Yes, I want to go. I want to play in the sand. And I want to build a huge castle. And I shall hope be in thine endeavors. There's nothing this dark one can't not do when she puts her mind to it. Oh ho 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 ho. I don't have a problem with the idea either. We'll have to set off pretty soon. When I get there at a reasonable time. What do you say, Elizabeth? Do you want to go to the beach? I'm not really sure. I've never been to the beach before, so I don't know what it's like. I'm not sure what to expect, really. Elizabeth looks at me shyly. Is it true that on the beach, one could see the ocean? Yeah, that's right. Don't you know about the ocean, Elizabeth? Do they not have it in the demon realm? We have oceans, yes. But I've never seen them before. And I think our oceans are rather different to yours. While your oceans may be made of salty water, ours are comprised of fire and brimstone. They are the sort of oceans you could swim in, not without searing the flesh off your bones. The thought of an ocean habitable by living creatures is rather strange. What's all the more reason for you to come along? It sounds like you've been missing out. Let's all go to the beach together. I want to play with you, Alyssa. Get up to all sorts of mischief. I can show you just how incredible the sea is. We can go swimming. It'll be fun. Chiharu frowns. I still have a few doubts about this trip. But... oh well. You're always so positive about this venture. I can see trying to shoot your plans down further wouldn't be welcome. If you want to go to the beach this badly, I won't stop you. I might even come along myself. We'll have to apply a lot of sunscreen. I don't want to get a tan. Chiharu wrinkles her nose. My skin always starts flaking off when it gets hot. It's gross. Then it's decided. After breakfast, let's all head to the beach. I owe this much to you, at least, Alyssa dear. I remember going to the beach with your mother decades ago. She was very taken with what she saw. I'll never forget the shock on her face when she had her first spoonful of shaved ice. It was a sight to behold. I had no idea food could be so cold, was what she said, or words to that effect. It really did tickle me. I don't know much about this so-called shaved ice, but... if my mother went to the beach, then I want to go too. I'm sure this will be a memorable trip. And in a bear with Taiki. I'll always have fun when we're together. He's the best. After Grandpa's announcement, we waste no time in readying ourselves for our trip to the beach. Grandpa stuffs a couple of beach towels in a pickup hamper, plus a bottle of sunscreen, while Grandma sets to work making some simple meals to eat on the sand. I help her, and in an hour, we've come up with quite a nutritious spread: rice balls, some fried chicken, and rolled egg omelets. This fare is mostly the same as the food I prepared for our picnic a couple of days ago, but it's filling enough, and I doubt anybody will have any complaints. With the preparations all taken care of, we piloted Grandpa's van, my grandparents, Chiharu, Nene, Reza, Elizabeth, and me. There's a lot to transport, but Grandpa's van has just enough seats for all of us to squeeze in, plus plenty of room in the trunk for our provisions. We ought to be ready to make our 2-hour trip to the beach. But there's a snag. We didn't expect to go to the beach during our stay at our grandparents', so we didn't break any swimsuits. Elizabeth, meanwhile, has never been to the beach before and never had a swimsuit to begin with. Chiharu points this logistical error out, to which Grandpa only laughs. It's no trouble. We could buy you new swimsuits when we arrive. I can't imagine there'll be any shortage of shops wanting to rip us off by the seafront. Swindling tourists must make up for a huge percentage of the profits. So, you admit to being a scam. Chiharu sighs. Swimsuits are always marked up in the seaside towns. They do it to take advantage of poor planners like us. Could save a huge good deal of money if you stopped at a department store in the next town over. Swimsuits there should be a lot cheaper. Maybe so, but that's an good half an hour onto our journey. I don't want us getting there too late. If you're going to the beach, might as well do it properly. You all want to make the most of it, don't you? Yeah, I want to swim a whole bunch and explore the rock pools, and then I want to eat ice cream. Me too. I mean... This dark one thinks Tiny proposal most attractive. My dear grandfather, if we're to go to the beach, as you said, we should enjoy our time spent to the fullest. There's no time for detours, regardless of whether it may save us some coins. Time is a more valuable currency than money ever could be. Somebody who spends all their allowances on silly phone games would say something like that. Chiharu rolls her eyes and then pokes Nene in the side, who, of course, squeals. Still, if you don't mind, grandfather, I suppose you might as well buy our swimsuits when we reach our destination. It doesn't quite sit right with me, though. I don't want to part you from your hard-earned money. Oh, don't worry so much, Chiharu dear. The money is no object, really. We worked hard for it, like you said. So we can use it, not hoard it. I'd rather use that money to see you smile. And Alyssa, too. You're looking forward to this venture, aren't you, dear? Oh yes, a whole lot. I can't wait. This is so much fun. Don't you agree, Taiki? Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's been a while since I last went to the beach myself. Proposition is an attractive one, though. If I'm really being wholly honest, it isn't the promise of sand and surf that's really gotten worked up. I'm more intrigued by the prospect of seeing Elizabeth in a swimsuit. I wonder what kind of costume she'll pick out. Or to be more accurate, what costume Chiharu will pick out for her. I don't know. I can't even begin to guess. But I'm sure, no matter what she chooses, she'll look incredible. How could she not? No matter what she wears, Elizabeth looks so utterly adorable. Two hours later. Ugh, I can't believe it. It's the beach. It really is the beach. Elizabeth dashes across the golden sand, her arms outstretched like a bird, ready to take flight. Her hair flutters in the breeze as she turns, and so does her tail. Elizabeth's bikini, which Chihiro helped her choose, is pretty skimpy, and her bikini top doesn't seem to offer much in the way of support. Hi, Jarvar. Her chest is shifting in a pretty distracting manner, so much I can hardly focus on the sand or the surf. I swallow. I'm glad Elizabeth's having such a good time, but I wish she stopped running around like that. It's incredibly distracting. The breeze against my skin feels so good. Elizabeth, however, is blissfully unaware of her charms and what they're doing to me. She's completely focused, instead, on the vast blue ocean, which stretches out as far as I can see. The ocean's so pretty. It's like nothing I've ever seen before. I'm so excited. She isn't the only one. If she keeps this up, I'm gonna get pretty excited too. In a horribly unfortunate way. Yay! It's the beach! Indeed it is. It's been a long time for this dark one too, yet the allure of the ocean remains unparalleled. Verily, I can feel it calling out to me. The ocean wishes me to partake in its cool depths, and who am I to resist? Oh ho 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 ho. Okay, Nana's ridiculousness is helping me calm down. I'll bet. It's giving me something to ponder at least, other than Elizabeth. And Elizabeth's boobs. And Elizabeth's butt. I guess I owe Nene for that one. Hey, Nene. Chihiro plants a hand upon Nene's shoulder, a warning look on her face. Don't ever think about running off. We still need to lay out the beach towels. Don't you want to help Gran and Grandpa? They can help themselves. This dark one only wishes to have fun. Me too. I want to go swimming. You do, huh? Nene grins. But of course you do. As a member of this dark one's family, thou wouldst, of course, bear the same adventure spirit that I do. Why don't we race one another to the sea? What says thee? I don't have anything to say us, but I want to play. I can't wait. Then let's not tarry. Who cares what our dear older sister says? We are free spirits, and shall throw caution to the wind. Last one to the sea is a rotten egg. Hey, no fair. Nene shrugs, Chihiro's hand off her shoulder, then goes dashing off towards the sea, with Reza hot on her heels. Hey, Nene! Chihiro calls out after her younger sister, but it's in vain. Nene's surprisingly fast. He's about the only subject she's been ever good at, but she's already covered quite a lot of ground. Sand. That little sister of mine is such a pain. She could at least offer to help. Now, Chihiro, it's alright. Is it though? Chihiro looks at her grandma skeptically. For once, I think with good reason. My grandparents are busy trying to unfurl one of the beach towels we brought along for a trip, but they're not having much success. It's pretty windy, which is making their job much harder than it would otherwise be. Towels keep flapping, and they can't spread them out smoothly. I think Grandpa is having a decent grip on the towel, but Grandma is a small woman with frail, ropey arms. I'm a bit worried the strain of setting the beach towel might cause her injury. I'm concerned, but Grandma appears blissfully ignorant of her own struggles. Yes, it's quite fine. Nene's just a child. You shouldn't scold her so much. You ought to let her enjoy herself. I think she enjoys herself a bit too much. She's a menace. Oh, I don't think she's too unique in that regard. I was a brat when I was her age too. I'm sure she'll get over it eventually. For now, however, we should leave her to her own devices. Chiharu frowns. I get that Nene is your grandkid, and I know you love her and all. And you don't have much choice, but you're looking at rose-tinted glasses. Nene might act immaturely, but she isn't a child. She's a teenager. I know I never play silly games like she does when I was 13. Well, you've always been mature for your age, Chiharu. You're very reliable. I could only wish the same could be said about Nene. Chiharu sighs. You say that I should let her have fun, but having fun is the only thing she ever does. She would know the meaning of the word responsibility if it bare on the nose. Oh well, I don't suppose there's much choice in complaining about it. That will benefit anybody. At the very least, I don't mind lending a hand. Let me and Taiki take care of it. Take her the towels. I don't want you putting your backs out. You don't need to fuss about me so much, dear. We might be old, but we're not invalids. Makiko's right. We've got this. So you say, but I want to help, and so do you. Isn't that right, Taiki? Oh yes, that's right. I don't mind. Let me. I heard with your grandma and take the beach towel from her. Chiharu, meanwhile, takes a corner from our grandpa. Together, we're able to ease the towel down upon the sand. There. That wasn't so hard. Thank you for your help, Taiki. I'm glad at least one of my siblings isn't completely useless. So, I'm only a little useless. Only a little bit. Don't think I ever see how you're staring at Elizabeth back then. Huh? My face flushes at this and caught out. I take a step back. Did Chiharu notice that? I guess she must have, but geez, I thought it was being subtle. Was it really that obvious? It was incredibly obvious to anyone with a semi-functional brain, in any case. Fortunately, none of us have earners, much in the way of smarts. Rez is still a child. Our grandparents are too busy grappling with the beach towel to notice your wandering gaze. I think I'm the one who saw her. You really ought to be more careful next time, though. Ogling well isn't polite. You get yourself arrested if you keep this behavior up. Who's gonna get arrested? Did something happen, Taiki? Oh, no, everything's fine. I glanced away, suddenly incapable of meeting Elizabeth's gaze. It looks like she didn't notice my gawping. I feel pretty bashful having called it out. I'm sorry for like some kind of pervert. Am I really that hopeless? Charles snorts. At least she looks like she's having fun. Elizabeth might be in the dark. My haywire hormones, but Chiharu knows what I'm thinking only too well. Curse my oldest little sister for being so sharp. Taiki? Elizabeth takes another step forward towards me, wide-eyed, peers curiously at me. Are you sure you're alright? I'm sure. I've never been sure. So you say, but your face is so red. You don't have a sunstroke, do you? No. I think I must have exerted myself a little after laying down that towel. You've winded yourself, have you? Grandpa laughs. And Chiharu was worried about me and Makiko. It looks like you're the one who ought to be worried about your health, Taiki, my boy. Maybe I am. I sigh, my face on fire. I know my grandpa's only joking, but there's more truth to his words than he might realize. My health has always been pretty robust. Feels like in distinct danger when Elizabeth's around. She doesn't seem to understand social boundaries. She's always getting just a little too close to me. And since she's dressed in a skimpy swimsuit, it's hard for me not to stare at her. If I was a character in an anime, my nose would be bleeding here. Maybe I shouldn't have agreed to have come to the beach after all. I'm not mentally strong enough for this. The sight of Elizabeth's bared skin is way too stimulating. The water feels so nice. Elizabeth sighs contentedly, a small smile playing about her lips as she stands by the shore. The waves lap against her bare toes, then break into a foam, the sound mingling with the calling of the gulls overhead. I've gotten a little more accustomed to seeing Elizabeth in her skimpy swimsuit, though only a little, and now I feel capable of standing next to her, without getting too flustered. It'd be easier on my heart to keep my distance from Elizabeth for the duration of our trip to the beach, but that doesn't seem like the best solution to my problem. Elizabeth was looking forward to going to the beach, and I think she was looking forward to hanging out with me. I wonder if it'll only make her feel sad, and I don't want that to happen. It's not like Elizabeth's done anything wrong. I don't want to punish Elizabeth for the way I'm feeling. My hormones should be my crossbearer, not hers. That's what I've decided in any case after giving it some thought, which is why I want to hang out with her. I think it'd be nice if we can make some fun memories together, especially since she'll be going back to the demon realm soon. I like to share in her happiness, but... Hey, Elizabeth. Yes? What is it, Taiki? I've been wondering something. I've been wondering a few things, actually. Like, how her bikini could support her chest. But that is a question I could ask in polite society. Or any society, for that matter. Kinda get the feeling Elizabeth wouldn't mind supplying me with the answers I desire. She seems pretty laissez-faire about showing off her body, but your heart would kick me if she heard me. You were pretty excited about going to the beach, weren't you? Yes, of course. I still am. That should be obvious. Why do you ask? I just thought it was kind of curious. You've been splashing around by the shore for a while, but you've not gone into the water yet. Not like Nene or Reza. I glance across the ocean, looking for my younger siblings. It doesn't take me long to find them. They're standing in the ocean, splashing about. They didn't wade too far away from the shore, probably because Reza's so small. I guess Nene doesn't want him getting hurt. Nene could be pretty irresponsible and inconsiderate, but she's surprisingly mature when Reza's involved. I think Reza's in good hands when Nene's around. Or, at least, I'd like to. However... Hey, sissy, don't splash me. That's not nice. My apologies, oh dear little brother mine, but this dark one doth not know the meaning of the word nice. We get powers coursing me which cannot be still, not by anything saves destruction. Now, have at you. Splash, splash, splash. Maybe I should take back everything I said about Nene. It should be kind of mean. Nene and Reza are busy engaged in some kind of game, which seems to me involves splashing one another copious amounts of water. I'm not sure what the rules are exactly, but Nene's not going easy on Reza, despite him being half her age. She's not going easy on him at all. Take this, and this, and this. Ho ho ho. Hey, sissy, cut it out. You're getting me all wet. Is that not the point? We're standing in the ocean. Thou shouldn't have expected as much. Now stop your sniveling. Time for your judgment is nigh. Take this, if thou thinkest thou is able, my cute little brother. Splash. Well, whatever. It looks like they're having fun. Even if Reza is shrieking pretty loudly, so I won't intervene. I like to think Nene knows when enough is enough. Art thou is shrinking away from me? Pray do not tell our competition is over. Thou must stand and fight, if thou hast any hope of ever restoring light to this fractured realm. Do not let the darkness overcome you. I'm trying, but... Splash. You aren't playing fair. Hopefully. Who knows? I turned my eyes away from my younger siblings and looked back at Elizabeth. I figured since they're having such a good time, though whether Riz is actually having a good time is debatable, he'd be keen to join them. Don't you want to go swimming and go? Well, about that. Elizabeth's voice trails off awkwardly. Her gaze drops to her bare toes. I think I see the beginnings of a blush capturing Elizabeth's cheeks, which comes as something of a surprise. She looked so happy before, but now her attitude's done a sudden 180. I wonder why. This might be a baseless supposition on my part, but can't you swim, Elizabeth? Well, Elizabeth's blush deepens at this, her shoulders slumping. And yeah, I figured as much. You call it, Jordan. It looks like I've hit the nail right on the head. I don't know if I could swim or not, because I never really tried. I never had the opportunity. Looking at the ocean's a lot of fun, but actually going inside it, I'm not sure. Elizabeth's face crumples with distress. I think that might be a step too far. I wouldn't want to be swept away by the tides. I've heard that it's possible to drown in only a few inches of water. It's possible, yeah, but it's doubtful it'll happen. I mean, look at Ressa. I gestured toward my little brother, who's still playing with Nene, or being played with by Nene, as the case might be. He's way shorter than you, and he's bearing up pretty well. He doesn't look like he's in any immediate danger, does he? Well, no. I suppose not. Hi then, man. Blah. For such a small boy, he's awfully brave. Maybe you should tell him that. I'm sure it'll make him happy. I smile to give what Elizabeth's stubby pigtails a playful tug. To do that, though, you gotta wade out into the water yourself. Since you came all the way here, it'd be a shame if you just stand on the sidelines, won't it? Don't you want to experience everything the beach has to offer? You might as well, while you're here. Otherwise, it'd be a waste. You make a good point. But... Fitfully, Elizabeth eyes the ocean. I never seen so much water before. Not all my life. It's scary. It might seem daunting at first. It's such a new experience. But don't worry. I'll be here with you. If you want, you can hold my hand. I won't let go. I promise. Would that really be alright? It's fine. I don't mind. Right. I wouldn't want to be a burden. But if you're sure it's okay, then... Smiling shyly, Elizabeth takes a step towards me, then stinks out her right arm. Her fingers twine with mine, and squeezing my palm, she says, "Thank you, Taiki. You really are sweet." Elizabeth. I'm aware of just how closely Elizabeth and I are standing. The warmth of her palm bleeds against my own, so my skin prickles. Elizabeth's eyes look very wide, imploring even. They're lined with lashes long enough to cast shadows against her cheekbones. Elizabeth's cheeks, chest heaves up and down when she inhales. We're so close. Her chest is only a few scant inches away from my own. I've half a mind to lean in, our figures so entwined, and bridge the distance between us. When? Really? Hey, you two, what are you doing? Stop making bedroom eyes at one another, or this dark one will vomit. Bedroom eyes? I wasn't! Oh yes, that word. Don't give me that, mister. This dark one has incredible powers of perception, and I could read thee any grimoire. The desire is writ plain upon thy brow were sword. I tell you, sword and lewd, and really quite inappropriate. There are children here, you animal. What? Did Big Bro do something wrong? No, I didn't. Nana's being ridiculous. I'm being ridiculous. Nana pouts, her hands on her hips. I'm not the one who's trying to flirt with a genuine, bona fide demon in broad daylight, no less. Thou ought to learn a bit of shame, Taiki, else this dark one shall shudder your kneecaps. Ow, that sounds painful. Could you have threatened me with more esoteric sounding punishment? Now, let us duel. This dark one doubtless thou can best me. Why should I best you? I'm not in the mood for it. You might not be, but I am. You deserve to be disciplined after your audacious behavior. I shan't let you try to seduce Alyssa. She's worth 10 of you. Now, come here and fight me, if you dare. It's not a case of daring, it's a case of genuinely not wanting to. But if you insist. I glance back at Elizabeth, who, inadvertently, caused my current woes, and smile. Do you want to play with us? And Nana's being pretty insistent. Well, if Nana wants to join that badly. I would hate to spoil our fun. Let's give it a go. Let's. I square my shoulders and look towards the shore, pointing a finger in Nene's direction. I then let loose a declaration. Alright, Nene, you asked for this. I'm not gonna back down. Listen, I will give this our all. We won't stop until you apologize for all your insinuations. Let's do this thing. Couple hours later. This tastes so good. It's so cool and sweet. It's not like anything I've ever had before. Nom 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 nom. I watch amusedly as Elizabeth makes a short work of an ice cream my grandparents bought her. There's a bunch of vendors dotted across the Golden Sands selling various treats, yakisoba being chief among them. Since my grandma and I already went to the effort making lunch, however, we decided to forego all the savory offerings. We don't have, however, anything sweet to finish off our meal, so after eating our way through our rice balls and our fried chicken, my grandpa offers to buy each of us an ice cream. Chiharu rejects the generous offer on the grounds that dairy makes her break out into highs, but Nene, Reza, and Elizabeth take grandpa up on his offer equally. Elizabeth, in particular. I think she might be more enthused by her sweet treat than Reza is. I guess it makes sense. She's not experienced the simple pleasures of ice cream before, or so it seems. It's kind of funny seeing a grown woman getting so excited or something so simple. Don't you have like ice cream in the demon realm, Elizabeth? No, we don't. It's too hot. Anything cold like this would melt in an instant. Maybe it's a good thing we don't have this particular treat at home. Though if we did, I eat every single day. Yeah, that might be a bit excessive. I know, but when I find something I like, I can't help but want to indulge in it. My mother says I can be pretty childish. Well, I think that's preferable to being too serious, like some people. I glance over at Chiharu, who's reclining upon a beach towel. She's flipping through her phone, but I don't think she's really paying any attention to it. My voice must have gotten to her though, because she frowns, raising her head, says, "If I'm too serious, it's because everyone else in this family is horribly immature. Somebody has to keep an eye on Nene, else she'll get up all sorts of trouble." Well, you might have a point there. I glance across the sand, one hand raised to my brow to ward off the scalding sunshine. Nene and Rissa have since finished with their ice creams, and they got mint chocolate chip, the maverick that she is, while Reza had chocolate, and now they're playing together. Between them, they're constructing from the sand what seems to be a pretty impressive edifice, all tall turrets with pointed roofs. As far as sandcastles go, it's pretty impressive. Nen is obviously working hard on this venture. Come on, Reza, lend me thy strength. We must dedicate ourselves wholly to this endeavor, body and soul, if you're to build an edifice worthy of espousing the merits of the Dark Lord. This Dark One will not bear the indignity of crafting something that would sully his good name. He deserves not but the very best. And by the sounds of it, she's working Reza pretty hard. He's looking pretty sweaty. I wonder if he's alright. I don't need to intervene, do I? I feel a bit concerned. But, yes sis, I'll do my best. That's the Great Dark One to you, and don't you forget. Right, I'm sorry, the Great Dark One. I'll work even harder. It looks like she's having fun. I guess everything's fine. For the present, at least. Goodness. Charu rolls her eyes. Nene might be 13, but she acts like a 3-year-old. She's even more immature than Rissa. Maybe so, but that is more of a reason why you should hang out with her. Don't you want to keep an eye on them? I could do that from a distance. Thank you very much. But you've been sitting apart from the rest of us all day. Don't you want to play with us? You can go swimming later, and maybe you can help Nene with her sandcastle. That isn't a bad idea. A monument constructed to honor the Great Dark Lord won't build itself, you know. I'm sure Nene and Rissa will welcome the extra hands. If extra hands is what they want, they can have them. But only if those hands belong to you. I'm not going anywhere. Oh, I see. That's too bad. Don't you want to have some fun with us, Chi? I have been having fun. I always enjoy myself more when I'm on my own. So you don't want to hang out with your adorable little sister? I would rather eat glass. Ooh, talk about direct dismissal. Chiharu doesn't even entertain the idea. Not that I'm wholly surprised. Chiharu would rather die, at least eat broken glass, which, now I'm thinking about it, probably would kill her, than risking gritty sand under her fingernails. Sand can be irritating. It does get everywhere. I hate sand. It's rough, coarse, it gets everywhere. But I think Chiharu takes her sophisticated persona a little too far. I know Elizabeth's worried Chiharu is not really being to enjoy herself. It's very like Elizabeth to worry, given she's so kind-hearted. She's worrying so much. In fact, she stopped paying attention to her ice cream. She was licking it slowly. Thanks, Jordan. I think she wanted to savor it, but it's starting to look roiling melty. I should probably issue her a warning before it's too late. Hey, Elizabeth, I think you should hurry up with your ice cream. What? But why? If you don't make some progress, it's going to... Well, I'm the happiest bird, or burb, with a B-I-R-B, in the world. Melt, I was gonna say. My voice trails off. And then I sigh. I guess it's too late for our pointers now. Liz's ice cream has, well, naturally melted. Right off the stick. And onto her chest. Oh no. Elizabeth whimpers while pink gooey liquid oozes across her skin. It's so cold. I'm starting to get goosebumps. Taiki, please. Will you help me clean it off? Sure thing. There's some napkins in the food hamper. I retrieve a few of the napkins, then hand them over to Elizabeth, trying and failing not to gawp at her chest or the ice cream that splattered across it. So, Elizabeth, I clear my throat. Do you want me to hold your ice cream while you're cleaning yourself up? My thing is easier for you.
Oh, would you? That would be a big help.
Elizabeth hands me her ice cream. When she does, our fingers brush.
Take care of it, please. This is all ice cream I have left. I don't want to waste.
I won't, don't worry. Your ice cream is in good hands. Relieved, Elizabeth turns the full brunt of her attention to mopping up her sticky skin. She rubs at her chest with the napkin I gave her. Over and over and... Damn, she looks good like that. I thought I got over my obsession with how good Elizabeth looks in that bikini. But this incident is testing my composure.
Where am I to look at exactly?
Should I be looking? I should probably avert my gaze.
But... this is so sad. My poor ice cream. It tastes so good too.
Elizabeth's tragic sniffles make it hard for me to break eye contact.
Jeez.
If I didn't know any better, I think Elizabeth was actively trying to seduce me. How can one girl be so hot, yet so very ignorant of that very fact? Elizabeth is so cute. You should be criminal. Charu, who's once more glanced from her book, observed me. He's busy observing Elizabeth, then presses her lips together. How very curious. What's curious? Your reaction. What's wrong with it? You're blushing. Well, I could tell that much. I scowl, then glance away. Tell me something I don't know. Something you don't know? Well... That seems blatantly obvious, but... Charu's smile widens. She leans forward. Then, deviously, she whispers... You have a crush on Elizabeth, don't you? I jump about a foot in the air, dropping Elizabeth's ice cream in the process. The stick hits the ground with a splat, scattering sand. Wide-eyed, Elizabeth stares at me. No. And then she cries. No!
My ice cream. I thought I told you to be careful, Taiki.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to drop it. It's not Chiharu's fault. She disturbed me. Sure, blame me for your clumsiness. It's always the way, isn't it? Maybe one day you'll learn to take responsibility for your actions and your feelings. But that day, I fear, is very far off. You still have a lot to learn. But what exactly? Women, for a start. You're utterly ignorant on the subject, which is rather amusing, given you have two sisters. You're so uncool, Taiki.
You really are. My poor ice cream is ruined.
The rest of the day passes without any further incident. Before I know it, it's time for us to return to my grandparents. I bundle myself into the car alongside the rest of my siblings, plus Elizabeth, and my grandpa sets off. The car journey is a long one, and the return trip feels more tedious than our trip that morning. At least these roads are easier to navigate than those around my grandparents' village, on account of them being better maintained. Our proverbial ceiling is smooth enough, and selling. Despite the low rumble of the engine, which is perhaps why Reza soon falls asleep. Reza's head is resting against Nene's shoulder, and his eyelids are shut, lost in the world of dreams. Reza's irregular snores fill the car, mingling with the rumbling of the tires on the road. He's dead to the world, and he isn't the only one. I think Elizabeth played a little too much herself, because she's also unconscious. Just as Reza is using Nene as her makeshift pillow, Elizabeth has her head resting against me, her cheek pressed against my shoulder. Her pink hair tickles my jaw, and one of her horns is digging uncomfortably into my neck. This isn't the most comfortable arrangement. For me, I mean, not her. She looks plenty cozy. But despite that, I don't push her away. I can't bring myself to. How can I, when she looks so peaceful? Day 6. It's a crisis. To your breasts, Alyssa.
So, if you fold this corn down like this, then...
Oh, I see. What next?
Then you fold this part over, and...
That's so cool. It really does look like a boat.
I know. I told you, didn't I? I don't have any particular talents, but I've always been good at filling things like this.
You're selling yourself short. You're really good at this, Alyssa. I mean... Thou truly art talented. Even this dark wasn't on all thine skills. This creation thou hast fashioned was make a worthy gift, I am sure, to the Dark Lord himself. Thou art uniquely talented.
Uniquely talented, you say?
Elizabeth giggles.
I don't think it's all that special myself, but I'm glad you're having fun.
Indeed I am. This Dark One is most impressed. Impressed? I look at Nene and Elizabeth questioningly. My brow furrowed. What are you two doing exactly?
Ooh, Taiki! Hello there! I was just showing Nene how to make an origami boat.
Origami?
Yes, indeed. I think it's an art that originates in this country.
It is, yeah. How'd you find out about it?
My mother taught me when I was a young girl. She says it's relaxing.
Condensa then? My grandma smiles as she passes Elizabeth a cup of green tea. I'm glad to hear she has interested in origami after all these years later. I know it isn't the most exciting of pastimes, but it can be soothing, particularly for those of a more nervy disposition. Condensa was unnervy, alright, when she come to the human realm. She was a veritable bundle of anxiety. Weren't you the one who taught Condensa the basics of origami, Akiko? Indeed, I was. Though she took it too quickly, she had a knack for it. I wouldn't be surprised if she even better at it than I am now. My fingers so knotted, I had a hard making all the elegant folds origami requires.
Ooh, I'm sure that isn't true. You look dexterous enough to me, Mrs. Hasegawa. Maybe we could do some origami together. That'd be fun.
Ooh, it does sound fun. I want to join in too. Ha! It seems you won Ticker, at the very least. I wouldn't mind participating either. It's been a while since I last practiced. It'll be hopefully out of shape. I hope you don't judge my clumsy technique too viciously.
Of course, Glennon. We all make mistakes.
And how can I judge you in any event? You're the one who taught my mother about the art.
I did not know she learned her technique from you, Mrs. Hasegawa. But I suppose I shouldn't be too surprised. I should have connected the dots sooner. It is funny to think, though, how intimately our families are intertwined. It looks like our fates have been connected for a long time. Being some here really must have been my destiny.
Yes, that is all very well and good, but this Dark One tires of such sentiments. I admit, I have become intrigued by origami myself, and would it's rather to fashion a likewise creation with mine own hands.
Do you want me to make a boat of your own, Nene?
Indeed I do, but my creation shall be no more mere boat. Shall be a dreadful vessel, one perfectly suited to convey the souls of the dead to Hades. Hades, is it? That sounds quite the exotic destination. When I die,
I think I'd rather shuffle off into the nice, comfortable non-existence, if it's all the same to you. Calm down, don't say that, dear. Make it so as though you're on death's door. I'm sure there's a lot of life left in you yet. Hi there, Carsling. Oh, I do hope so. I still have a lot of books to read. Anyway, would be thou so kind as to fetch me a paper towel, oh venerable grandmother of mine. This dark one deserves tribute. Of course, dear. Just a moment. Jaru, as often, rolls her eyes. Don't bother Grandma with your silliness, Nene. She only just finished pouring everybody their tea. Let me handle things instead. What is thou? Thou art too kind. And thou art utterly thoughtless. Not utterly. My head is not completely empty. That isn't what your last report card said. Jaru smirks and gets to her feet. She retrieves a paper towel from the kitchen, as per Nene's request, and returns, handing it over with an aloof. Here, and don't screw it up. I'm not going back to get another. Thank you, mine own sister. I'm most obliged. Sure, whatever. Jaru settles back down to her ear breakfast, while Nene gets to work on her paper. Sorry, dreadful vessel, to ferry the damned to the Hades. Nene's working pretty seriously on her origami creation, actually. Her back is bold and her eyes have a laser-like focus. She manipulates the paper deftly, her tongue sticking out her mouth, while Elizabeth observes. Yes, that's right. You're doing a wonderful job. If you just fold this segment here, a little more then... You got it! You can do it, Nene! Elizabeth cheers Nene on as she engages the most serious of artistic enterprises. I find myself watching too, intrigued, despite myself. I've never been big into origami, but Nene's laser-like focus is making it almost fun. Maybe I could give it a go too. I'm very good with my hands, if I do say so myself. Get my Papa Sissy for helping out in the kitchen. I have plenty of experience when it comes to fiddly, repetitive tasks. I never tried origami before, beyond a few art classes back in elementary school. But it might be nice to pick up again, especially if it means I can spend more time with Elizabeth. Yes, this should be it. My boat is complete, finally completed. Gaze in wonder upon mine artistry, peons, and despair. Oh ho ho ho. Oh no? I hear a clatter and then a splash and an awkward, anxious shriek. I glance across the table and then... Oh, I see. I'm presented with quite the tragic scene indeed. Russell must have knocked over his cup of green tea while he was eating. I doubt Russell did it on purpose, but his green tea has splashed all over the tabletop. My boat! How could you? And all over Nene's fancy origami creation. Her little boat has been utterly ruined. Hey, it's a boat. We should be able to, yeah. I'm sorry, Sissy. I'm so sorry. It was an accident. I can't believe it. My boat looks so good, too. I didn't even get a chance to take a photo. Chiharu snorts. I suppose your boat won't be faring any souls to Hades in the immediate future, then... Oh, shut up! With breakfast consumed, I found myself roped along for a walk, led by the ever-enthusiastic Nene. Nene, for some reason, has got in her head that she wants to take a look around the village. Not that there's all that much to see. I've been staying at my grandparents over the summer since I was a young boy, and during these numerous visits, I've grown intimately acquainted with this village. I think I've seen all the sights it has to offer any visitor. If I'm being frank, it is pretty dire. The village is nice, I guess in a benign, uninspired kind of way, but it's not the sort of place I want to retire to. It's way too quiet. The population must be in the low 300s. That, and the vast majority of the people who live in these old-fashioned houses are elderly. I'm not super enthused, therefore, at the prospect of stretching my legs, regardless of how warm and sunny a day is. But Nene insisted. She can be pretty pushy when it comes to getting her own way. Nene definitely didn't listen to our mother's cautions when she bleached our plain black hair blonde before enrolling at middle school. And she didn't listen to her teachers when they told her, exasperately, to tone down her appearance. How can I tone down my appearance when I am an apprentice of the great Dark Lord? He hath bestowed upon me incredible powers, and my flaxen hair beareth the proof of his blessing. I cannot alter my hair hence, for that would be tantamount to decrying the Dark Lord's blessings. If I to remain his minion, I must dress the part. I am different, you see, from the rest of the peons who attend the domicile of learning. I am not a sheep, but a true individual, one who hath not been marked out for greatness. Oh ho ho ho. I wasn't present when Nene was being scolded by her teachers, but I wouldn't be surprised if she said something like that. I guess Nene did get her way in the end, so she'd be allowed to attend school with her platinum blonde hair for over a year. Her teachers must have figured she was too stubborn to talk around. May realized that there was no point. I similarly figured there's no point in trying to argue against Nene's plan to go for a brisk walk, so decided, not that Annie had any choice in the matter, to accompany her. My decision was further made for me when Elizabeth chimed in with an enthusiastic,
Ooh, that sounds like a fun. I would very much love to look around, if you wouldn't mind having me.
Reza wanted to tag along too, so we're wandering through the streets in a quartet. Nene, Elizabeth, Reza, and I. Chihara was invited along, but she's even stubborner than Nene. As she declined so vehemently, Nene left her alone. Nene might have been able to get our sister on her side, but she looks content enough for the present. She's all but skipping down the street. It's truly a wonderful day. It's so nice and sunny. Wouldst thou not agree? Oh, it's sunny, alright. I think it might be a bit too sunny, in fact. Glare from the sun is getting in my eyes. But I didn't think you'd be such a fan of the sunshine, Nene. What is that supposed to mean? Only that you're always babbling on about the Dark Lord, this Dark One, that. Well, with all your talk about the powers of darkness, I feel you prefer to hide away in the shadows. It seems in character, coming from you. Oh no, you misunderstand. I am the minion of the Dark Lord. Of course. Of course. But I can endure the sun's rays. I'm not so very weak that I cannot withstand a bit of light. My powers do not preclude me for that. Well, isn't that fortunate? Since your heart was not here, I feel obliged to roll my eyes on her behalf. Do these so-called powers of yours come with any drawbacks then? Not that I know of. You aren't deathly allergic to garlic. That's vampires. And holy water doesn't make you burn up. That would also be vampires. And you can survive being staked to the heart. I don't think anyone can survive that. You're being ridiculous. Big bro? Reza looks at me curiously, his fingers curling about the hem of my shirt. Why do you want to stake Nene in the heart? That doesn't sound very nice. Ooh, and now he's looking all accusatory. That's kind of harsh, particularly since Reza's so good-natured. I don't really want to stake Nene. I was just trying to figure out what her weakness is. She might be ultra-powerful minion of the Dark Lord, but no being is infallible. That is what thou think, but thy wouldn't be mistaken in thy faulty assumption. Now that was a lot of fancy lingo there. My potato brain is struggling to keep up with it all, and the heat isn't helping. As a Dark One, my skills are far greater than that of an ordinary human's. While I do, of course, have my weaknesses, I would not be foolish enough to reveal them to you. I would not let you get the better of me, dear brother of mine.
Oh, wow, you're so cool, sis. Isn't she just? I can't say I've ever met a Dark One before, but your abilities sound even more advanced than mine. As a denizen in the demon realm, I feel like I should curtsy before you.
Oh, no, that is quite alright. Spare me thy pleasantries. As a demon, thou hast no need to grovel on my feet. I recognize thy own prowess, and am cordially in awe of thee. You and I are equals, Alyssa. It is only Taiki here. Nene points a finger at me, who ought to know his place.
What? But why?
For always questioning, that is why, and for threatening to stake me to the heart. This Dark One doth not appreciate that.
No, I didn't mean... That really was very nice, big bro. Should be nice to Nene. Yes, Risa's right. Be nice to your sister.
That really shows if thou knows what is good for thee. Otherwise, this Dark One will use her skills to turn thee into a frog.
Oh, ho, ho, ho. A frog? Can you really do that?
Of course, for a Dark One such as myself, such arcane arts are easy to pull off. It'd be very simple.
Ooh, how amazing. You really are cool, Nene. Isn't she? My sister's the best.
You too. A glance between Reza and Elizabeth, then sigh. You're so gullible. Oh? Nene scowls. Was that mutinous murmur, oh dear brother of mine? Nothing. Don't mind me. I've half mind to argue back, but it's 3 against 1. If Chihara were here, she'd probably back me up. But she isn't. I'm stuck with Nene, plus 2 card-carrying members of the Nene fan club. Reza always favored Nene, since the pair of them played together so often. But why is Elizabeth so besotted? I thought she was meant to have a thing for me. Don't tell me Elizabeth's defecting to Nene's side. That'd be way too sad. Heart's breaking here.
Sob. Oh well.
I continue to meander through the countryside, and as I do, I can't help but watch Elizabeth's profile. Her eyes seem to widen with every sight we pass, and her tail is twitching. Elizabeth pauses and one moment by the riverbank to inhale, and when she does, her eyes seem to sparkle.
This village is pretty. I'm most gratified it was here to which I was summoned, and that it was you who summoned me, Taiki. It's so quiet and peaceful.
Nene isn't laughing like a moron, I suppose.
I wish I could stay here forever.
Elizabeth. I paused by Elizabeth's side, my earlier irritation and Nene fast fading. Nene and Reza are still marching on ahead. Of course, it isn't in Nene's nature to wait for the other people, which allowed me to focus solely upon Elizabeth. She looks unusually pensive, but I think she's having fun. Is my grandparents' village really that exciting? I never even thought so, but spending time with Elizabeth is making me reconsider. The way the sunlight plays upon her undulating waves of the river really is beautiful. Can't believe I never noticed that before. I'm noticing a lot of things that I never paid attention to in the past. And it's all because of Elizabeth. This might seem corny. I'm blushing just to think about it. But being with her really has opened my eyes. After meandering aimlessly for some half hour or so, Nene, being the de facto leader of our little operation, eventually leads us to an old school building. The building feels somewhat detached from the rest of the village, since it stands alone in a grassy field, flanked by tall trees and rolling mountains. The school is pretty old-fashioned, with wide dated wooden exterior and sloping roof, which makes me think it was constructed in the Taisho era. It's so dated that could probably be used as a separate TV series, but before that, I think it's you clean up a little. A couple of the windows at the front of the building are boarded up, and one of the few which isn't is cracked. Tiles, meanwhile, have fallen from the roof, and the right side of the building seems to be sagging. It may have subsidies, or perhaps termites. I don't know what precisely afflicts this building. One fact is certain: it's incredibly old. The field the school stands in, meanwhile, was, I assumed, well maintained once upon a time, but it's gone to seed. The grass is tall and overgrown, and it's full of dandelions and sharp, serrated thistles, which brush against my ankles. There's something kind of sad about this whole school building. I can't help but think about the kids who must have gone here in the past, before it was a shell of its former self. The students of this humble, out-of-the-way village must have taken their PE lessons out here in this very field, all of them shrieking and laughing. Back then, I thought there were any nettles hiding among the grass, ready to lacerate their unsuspecting legs, and I doubt the grass was this untamed. My own grandparents were attendees of this very school back in the day, a fact they shared with us before. My grandparents are both born in this village, and lived next door to each other. They fit the stereotype of childhood friends to a T.
Hi there. Blah.
I've always found the relationship to be kind of sweet, but I'm getting off topic. I've been in this old school before, of course. I explored every inch of this village, but it always bums you out. I think this school must have been unused for at least 30 years? Closed down in the early 1990s, or so my grandparents told me. So, yeah, it's been a while. It makes sense that this school folded. The birth rates have been declining nationwide for years, and this village is particularly backwater. But it's pretty sad, regardless. I'm getting kind of gloomy, imagining childhoods of a bunch of old men and women I've never met. But Nene seems immune to all of that. She's grinning. Ah, it does feel good to come here. This building is just as the Dark One remembers. When I close my eyes, I can hear the faint ringing of the school bell. It truly feels as though I've gone back in time. Huh, maybe Nene's more attuned to the history of this place than I thought. This is a visual novel. Earlier there was a beach segment. Everybody was basking in the sun, enjoying ice cream. And some eye candy. I still don't know why she decided to take us here though. Maybe I should ask. Did you come here for a reason, Nene? If there is, I can't imagine. It's not like there's all that much to see, and there's nothing to do either. Might as well head back. That's alright. We can always play next time. We might as well retrace our steps. There isn't anything to do. Dost or truly believe that, my older brother? Yeah? This is a theme park. We're not supposed to enter it. That'd be trespassing. And even if it was a crime, which it is, We ain't able to get inside anyway. The building's all boarded up. Oh, Taiki, my foolish, hopelessly uninventive older brother. Dost thou not possess a brain inside that thick skull of yours? Hey! That was pretty uncalled for, wasn't it? What are you getting at here exactly? What's your game? Thou wishes to know? Yes, I wishes to know. Most ardently, actually. I know what that smile means, and I don't like it. You're cooking up some sort of scheme, aren't you? Mayhap I am. You know this Dark One only too well, my brother. Perhaps I ought to commend you for your perceptiveness. Just the one time. Thou must understand. Thou art not totally dense after all. Well, I already knew, but I'm still none the wiser. What are you planning? I have a vague idea, based on the way Nene's eyeing up the skull, but I feel inclined to ask regardless. I hope I'm wrong, but... Nene grins, then stabs a finger in the direction of the aged school building. Given we have traversed all the way here, this Dark One thinks it would be only fitting if we venture forth inside. Though I've observed this school from a distance many times, I never before have been afforded the opportunity to enter its bowels. I wish Nene wouldn't talk about bowels. It is a very, very ladylike. Not that Nene's anywhere near close to being lady, I guess. This Dark One hath been most intrigued by its interior for many years, and greatly would I like to dispel the aura of mystery which surrounds it. What says thee? Ooh, are we really going inside, sis? That is a general idea, yes. That's why I brought us here. With some luck, the building may even contain a ghost or two. Ghost? Reza peers at Nene, feeling anxious. Do you really think it does?
I can't say I've never seen a ghost before, but I wouldn't be opposed to making the acquaintance of one. I'm very curious to see what they look like. Do you know, Nene?
Well now, let me see. There's little about the cult this Dark One doth know, though I must confess, I've never seen a genuine ghost before, either. Yeah, no king. That's because ghosts don't exist. Am I the only one here with a lick of common sense? This building should certainly be old enough, however, to house a ghost or two. I'm sure there must have a horror story or two associated with it, given how many children have come and gone among these halls. Perhaps we might discover the sobbing ghost of a young girl drowned to death if we enter the bathrooms, or maybe the music room. Maybe a subtly artistic specter plays the piano come the setting of the sun. If that is the case, this Dark One was very much like to make their acquaintances. Seriously? I pull face. Of all possible ghost stories you can get stuck on, you have to pick a couple of the most cliche examples known to mankind. And you say, I'm unimaginative. I'm not particularly impressed by Nene's hackneyed ghost stories, but Reza looks taken in.
Wow, that sounds pretty scary. It does. I'm starting to get shivers myself.
Hi, Guidance.
Wouldn't you be afraid, Nene, if we met something like that?
Of course not. This Dark One is no coward. Using the powers bestowed upon me by the great Dark Lord, I would soon show any specter its place. None would survive in a coward with me. Oh ho ho ho. Well, that should go without saying. If they're already dead. I murmur, but my dissent, of course, goes unremarked upon and ignored. You really are cool, sissy. If there are any ghosts, I'm sure you'll protect me.
And me. I'll be in your care.
Of course, that is quite fine. Stick with me, you two, and thou shalt have nothing to fear during our exodus. Of that, I can guarantee you. Oh ho ho ho. Nene's beginning to walk to the school building, Ressa and Elizabeth following dutifully at her heels when... Hey, hold up. Where exactly do you think you're going? Where does thou think? I'm going inside the old school building. This I can make my intentions plain.
Me too. Me too. I want to see a ghost.
I don't know if I want to see a ghost really, but if we're sissy, I'm sure everything will be fine. Jeez. I shake my head. It's still pretty early in the morning, but I'm utterly fed up already. Can't I just go inside the building, Nene? That's not on. Oh, and why ever not? It's private property. You'd be trespassing, like I said. If anybody caught you, you get fined. Perhaps it was a private property once upon a time, but does anybody appear to be caring for the building now? Well, no, but... And dost thou see anybody in the immediate vicinity who might stop us? No, but... Then it's fine. Thou art worrying for nothing, as I always does. Stop being so serious, please, my dear brother, and let's have some fun. Ressa and Alyssa are both enthused about my proposal. Is that not correct? Yes, I want to go inside too.
So do I. All this talk of specters is very intriguing. You don't begrudge my curiosity, do you, Taiki? It's in my nature to want to explore as much of this village as I can. Now's when I'll have the next opportunity.
Well, I forward this wrong-footed. See, not to put my foot down where Nene is concerned. That's when she's so blatantly ridiculous. But it's hard to be stern. Elizabeth. I don't want to upset her, but it's certainly true she'll have to return to the demon realm soon enough. I want her time spent with me to be as fulfilling as it could possibly be, and exploring this old school building will satisfy her curiosity. Who am I to refuse her? It's not like I'm her parent. Aren't we supposed to be friends? I'm afraid it'll be unsafe. This building's so old. The floor will probably be full of holes. If you're adamant on going inside, you'll have to be careful, and you keep a close eye on Rissa. I don't want him getting hurt.
Of course. That goes without saying. I'll take good care of you, Terry, little fellow. Be quite alright with big sis Alyssa to look out for you.
And me too. This Dark One promises I shan't do all my powers to protect you, be it from ghosts, or rats, or termites. Thou hast my word. Nene gives Reza's right hand, the one with is a curl protectively around Flopsy, a squeeze, while Elizabeth pats him on the head. Consoled by both his real big sister and his newfound honorary one, Reza smiles.
Thank you, Ellie. And you too, Sissy. You're both so nice.
I'm trying to be nice too, you know. I'm not being contrary for the sake of it. I mumble under my breath, assessing that this is a losing battle. I sigh. I could tell that my worrying isn't wanted here. Guess I might as well go with the flow.
Alright then.
We could take a look inside. Only a little, alright? I don't want to spend too much time in that old building. I'm not worried about the ghosts, but the rats might be a genuine concern. Very good. I knew thou would see in my way, my older brother. Thou hast made me a wonderful decision. Have I?
Really?
I have a few doubts about that. But, oh well, I guess my future powers are for the future Taiki to worry about. And by the future Taiki, I mean a Taiki who exists approximately 15 minutes in the future. What a pain.
Ugh, this place gives me the creeps.
I glanced fitfully around old school building, my brow furrowed. Since the entrance of the school was boarded up, I had to sneak inside through one of the smashed windows. I was a little anxious while easing myself upon the windowsill by any stray bits of broken glass which might have been lying in wait to sabotage me. To my relief, however, that wasn't an issue. I was able to inch myself onto the sill into an adjoining classroom without incident. Once I successfully broken and entered, I breasted through the window, then Elizabeth and Nene. Now, the four of us are busy exploring, with Nene leading the way. She looks like she's having fun, but I'm hoping she'll tire herself out before long. I'm sure her interest will wane once she realizes there aren't any ghosts hidden away in any of these classrooms, poised to jump out at us. Until then, however, I just have to wait. It's a bit hard to wait, however, when this building's so full of dust. I can taste it on my tongue with every inhalation. My nose is tickling from this stuff. I can't stop coughing. Big bro, are you alright? I'm fine, that's just a bit of a tickle in the back of my throat. I'll live. Thou hast better. This dark one hath no desire to drag thy corpse back out through the window. That sounds to me like the most pointless busy work. Wow! Thanks, Nene, for all your support. You're the kindest, most considerate little sister a guy could ever hope to have. It is no problem. Now, let's resume our travails. Yes, mistress. Wait for me, sissy. I wonder what else to see. This is all very exciting. It is. I mean, is it? Now, I have a mind to fire back some sarcastic retort. But I should probably focus on my breathing for now. Jeez, this place is oppressive. Air is choked with dust. There are fungi growing up around the walls, and it doesn't help that it's so dim in here. Since most of the windows that line the hallway are boarded up, very little light can actually seep into the building. I feel like I'm wading through an abyss. The light is just about bright enough, fortunately, to make out the floorboards. I can't see any holes in them, which is a relief, though they do creak alarmingly with every step I take. This creaking mingles with my own coughing, which further adds to the eerie atmosphere of this place. I don't think I like it very much here. Silence is starting to weigh on me. At one point, I think I might have heard a tall clack of claws against the wood. Scurryings of mouths, perhaps. But I couldn't find anything to support my theories. Maybe it was my imagination. About 30 years ago, dozens of kids would have come here to learn. But that was before I was born. There's nothing left of these kids anymore, save a few suppositions on my end, and a bunch of lingering memories. Why are we wandering around here again? Seems like an exercise of futility. My eyes are starting to wire from all the dust. At least I stopped coughing. Thank goodness. I can still smell this dust. It's not very pleasant. I'm getting fed up. Hey, Nene! Have you had enough of this yet? I think we see pretty much all that there is to see already. Can we go back now? What? Nene stares at me, her hands planted on her hips. How canst thou suggest such a thing, my dearest brother? Do not tell thou art afraid of a few scuttling noises and a few phantasmal rats. No, I'm not afraid. It is starting to feel like a bit of a waste. Like it was everything else to begin with. You've been in a few classes already. They all look the same. I doubt we'll find anything else interesting in here. You may doubt it all thou likest, but thou dost not know if that is the truth. None of us do, not until we explore all there is to see. I get that, but Now that we're here, we ought to be as thorough as we can in our investigations. This is Alyssa's first time inside a school after all, even a dilapidated one, and we not to do her even get a half-hearted tour. That's not agree, Alyssa.
Yes, I'd like to see more. That is, if you don't mind, Taiki.
It's not that... I mind exactly. My eyes are starting to sting. But I don't think it's the best representation of what your average school has to offer. It's been out of commission for way too long. Elizabeth will start thinking all schools are depressing. They all look like this.
Don't all schools like this?
And no, they don't. The school's at least half a century outdated. No modern schools look like this one, and they certainly aren't this dusty. Taiki's right. My school isn't anything like this. It's very bright and clean, and the floors are all white and shiny. We have lockers to put our shoes in, and cubbyholes in the classrooms for our bags, and there's a TV in every classroom.
A TV? Like the one your grandparents have. That's very interesting. I didn't know that.
Well, you wouldn't. You're not a human.
Indeed. Ooh, your realm is really interesting. As anything I had puzzles some aspect of your cultures out. It continues to surprise me. I'd like to visit these more modern schools you speak of, Ressa, to see how you conduct your own learning. But, alas, I fear I won't have enough time for all that. It's quite a predicament.
Will not be missing out very much, or this Dark One thinks. There's nothing sad about my own academy. I find it rather depressing, in fact.
How is it depressing, exactly?
It is a chest-building word. We students are herded like cattle, so we might sit at our desks, listening to our dull, lifeless teachers rattling equally dull, lifeless facts at us. This aggressive teaching is supposed to shape us into responsible adults. Here, Nivni makes quotation marks with her fingers as if she can imagine nothing more ludicrous. But it does nothing to interest this Dark One. I find school to be hopelessly dull. The only worthwhile school is one which is already abandoned, much like this one. I was not willing to step inside a school otherwise.
Huh? I don't think school's boring though, Sassy.
Doubt's not.
No, it's a lot of fun. Teacher reads us books and we get to play with paint and there's snacks. My classmates are nice too. Apart from Kiichi.
Reza pulls a face.
He isn't really very nice. He's always teasing me. Tama stands up for me though, so it's alright. I have friends. Every day is a lot of fun.
Nene pouts. Well, I'm glad you like school so much, my dear little brother. But on this matter, our opinions are divided. As a graduate of elementary schooling myself, this Dark One is no longer permitted to while her days away at play. There is naught but studying. We're told memories, rings of dates and facts, none of which seem overly important, and we spend most of our time in the classroom, even breaks. This Dark One doth not have many people to communicate with, either. For some reason, most of my classmates avoid me.
Gee, I wonder why.
Nene's not told me much about school before. She doesn't like to talk about it. I like to be more surprised given her attitude. She had a bustling social life. Her nature, being what it is like being enough to scare most people away. I think school is awfully depressing. I would not wish to inflict it upon Alyssa. Alright, maybe I ought to say something. Maybe you find school less depressing if you actually try to fit in. Make some friends. And why shows this dark one alter attitude? That doth not seem at all fair. I'm only be true to my own self. It is the fault of the lowly peons, and they doth not understand my greatness. Oh ho ho ho. Yeah, that's probably why you find school depressing. You're not gonna endear yourself to your classmates if you calling them lowly peons. This dark one begs to differ. There's nothing wrong with the way I act. The problem is with how others perceive me. I shall not change my ways. They ought to be more accommodating. You know, saying everyone else is the problem isn't going to help you win anybody over. I murmur, but Elizabeth, as per usual, interrupts me.
Goodness, I think that sounds very noble, Nene. It is remarkable how are you able to remain so true to yourself. I'm impressed.
Please, don't be impressed by her. She's just delusional. I wince, a sharp pain spiking through my ankle as something connects with me. Something hard and firm and decidedly not friendly.
Did Nene just kick me? How immature can you be? Nene, what was that for, you little brat?
For being rude. If thou was to insult this dark one, that will swiftly find himself in a world of pain. Remember that, my dear older brother, if thou dost not wish to feel my wrath further.
Isn't it too late for that? You already hit me with the worst of your wrath.
I'll be hobbling for the rest of the day. I hissed in pain and bent to massage my ankle. I don't think it started to swell. Not yet, at least. It really does sting.
Damn it.
Oh, thou shalt be fine. Stop acting like a baby.
Wow, how compassionate.
Not. You wouldn't think, based on Nene's tone, that she was a culprit behind my current agony. Now, let us continue. There are still 7 more classes we have yet to see before we complete our adventure. Don't fall behind, else this dark one shall not hesitate to leave thee behind to the mercy of the spirits.
Of course, I'm right behind you, Nene.
Me too. I'll try and keep up. Good. I'm glad to know that you took me and beat it. Not like Taiki. He really is a fool.
Ho 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 ho.
I strained my back after massaging my throbbing ankle into a state of not painlessness, but maybe something more akin to numbness. Then I glower at Nene's retreating back. If you get in trouble, Nene, I won't help you, and that's a promise. You don't deserve it. As if this dark one would. What dost thou take me for? I'm already capable of looking after myself.
Oh ho ho ho.
5 minutes later.
What in the world is this horrible thing?
Get away from me, Taiki. It's so creepy. Now who can look after themselves? My little sister, who but a brief moments ago sounded so self-assured, is now sprawled on the ground in a rather inelegant pose. Her eyes are wide with a fright so intense, looks like something from a cartoon, and she's trembling from tip to toe. As for what caused Nene's fright, however,
Well, when was that thing? It looks rather disturbing. It appears much like a human. Human's torso in any event. It's awfully stiff and unresponsive.
nudge, nudge.
And it's missing a significant portion of its skin. How did this come to pass?
It's pretty creepy.
It's interesting too, though, isn't it?
It is a little. I think I've seen something like this before.
You have? Where? Are these skinless humans like a commonplace sight in this realm?
Maybe. I think there's one at school.
At school?
Elizabeth stares at Rissa in awe. I had no idea your establishments of educate were so packed full of perils. I could see I truly have a lot to learn. No, there's nothing perilous about this. Don't get the wrong idea. I surveyed the human, or should I say humanoid, torso that's lying on the ground, face up, a few inches away from Nene. It was his torso lurking in the back of a cupboard, which gave me such a scare, especially when, after opening said cupboard, it fell out and almost crushed her. Nene was able to scrabble away to avoid it just in time, but the suddenness of it all must have startled her. I guess I can understand her anxiety. I have enough common sense to identify this thing. It's not an actual corpse, Nene. Don't get your panties in a twist. It's just an anatomical dummy. I'll thank you for not to talk about my panties, you weirdo. Okay, maybe I deserve that. And what do you mean, a dummy? How could it be when it sprang out of the cupboard at me? Its eyes full of bloodlust. I meant to take my soul, Taiki. I think you're giving it too much credit. Look. I give the dummy a nudge with the side of my foot. It stopped moving, and it makes a hollow sound when you thunk it. Thud, thud. It's not a threat at all. It can't actually steal your soul. Ooh, I thought so. We do have one of these at school. Teacher gets it out during biology class. She calls him Barney. Barney, That's a pretty interesting name for a dummy. I have to wonder why Riz's teacher didn't go for a plainer, more placeholdery name. Japanese name something like Yamada Taro. Then she feared that would be too boring. Should we call this Barney Mark II? That's a good idea. It's nice to meet you, Barney Mark II. Same here. I'm always glad to make new acquaintances in the human realm. Yet, said acquaintances cannot speak. For a mere dummy, guess quite the story. You really are a naughty boy. There, see? Look back at Nene, who's still sprawled on the ground. All beauty and grace. There's nothing to worry about. You can get up now. Well, of course I knew that. Of course you did. But I was only testing you. I mean, seriously. Would I, the Dark One who possesses powers bestowed onto by the Dark Lord, be afraid of Anako dummy, of all things? It's most perceptive of you to see through my ruse, my dear brother, without need not ask me how I am faring. I am totally fine. Oh ho 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 ho. Or so you say. I smiled and offered Nene my palm. Can you stand? Naturally, I don't need for your sympathy. But, well, I suppose it would be rude if I did not accept your aid. Nene takes my hand in hers, her face flushed, and gets to her feet. Thank you, big brother. I appreciate it. It's no problem. I'm supposed to be there for you when you had a scare. I'm supposed to look after you too. You can always rely on me. Once we had our fill of exploring the abandoned school building, the four of us head back outdoors to the playground that's located around the back of the school building. The playground, much like the school itself, is pretty overgrown, and it's not particularly interesting or impressive. It had a few swing sets, an old slide, and a runabout, but that's about it. All the playground equipment is rusted over, spotted, and tarnished with age, and the chains of the swing sets creak ominously in the breeze like torture implements. It must have been an age since this place was last used for its intended purpose, much like the school adjacent to it. Many of the few local kids that do live around here head to the playground every once in a while, but I doubt that there's all that much fun to be had here. It's pretty miserable, as a matter of fact. The playground's choked with weeds and dandelions, and the swings are creaking alarmingly. They don't look particularly safe. I wonder if we should cut our trip short and return to our grandparents' place. I don't think there's much point in hanging around here, but Risa seems to have other ideas. Ooh, I didn't know there's a playground here. Let's go play. I want to go on a runabout. I want to go. I don't want to pour cold water on Rez's excitement. I'm not sure this is the best course of action. My big brother's senses are kicking in something fierce. I don't want him to get hurt. I'm not so sure about this. Do you really want to hang around this badly, Riza? Yes, I do. I want to play. I understand your enthusiasm, but this place really is worn down. It might be safe. It isn't? Oh, please. Thou art worrying too much, dear brother of mine. Says you, who never worries at all. Why should I? This Dark One has no need for anxiety. I am, after all, a servant of the Dark Lord, whose immense powers will one day cast a pall upon this land, call forth an immense calamity. Like I haven't read that one before. I think I've been playing too much of these silly mobile games. Hey, my mobile games are not silly. The one I'm playing right now has an incredibly serious story. It's very intense. The fate of the world hangs in the balance, and only you, chosen master of the end times, can save it by summoning forth the seams of the deceased warriors of yore to wage war. I get it. It sounds pretty grand in concept, but the deceased warriors sure are mercenary. Doesn't seem right that they always show up to help you if you empty out your wallet for them. I thought the fate of the world was at stake here. That's simply the way the game works. Pay it, little kid. Well, I know you don't. That's the mobile game is where Nene puts the majority of her allowance. I can't really see the appeal in throwing my money away in the hopes of nabbing a few limited characters in a game that will shut down one of these days. Nene always harumphs and tells me I'm heartless. When I tell her that though, well, so long as she's happy, I think it should be fine if we hang out around here for a short while. If the playground's been staying this long, I doubt it'll collapse anytime soon. I quite agree. It's good to be careful, of course, but I don't see the point in curtailing Riz's fun. You want to play on the runabout, don't you? Yes, I want to play. Hi, Azio. Blah. I'm doing well, thank you. Hope you are doing too, Azio. Then, I believe you should do just that. Children ought to enjoy themselves while they can. You're only young once, after all. That's right, exactly. You're so smart, Alyssa. Oh no, I wouldn't say that. You mightn't, but this Dark One would. Thine insights are very profound. That is what is only be expected from a demon. My overly cautious big brother can learn a thing or two from you. We only live once. Oh ho 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 ho. Believe me, I'm well aware of that. It's because we only live once that I want to keep it on Risa, so life doesn't get cut short. I try to argue, but I don't make any real effort to sway Nene's opinion. I don't know how old this playground is, but it's stood as it is for years and years already. It seems unlikely to crumble to dust this very second. I'm still a little antsy, being the oldest sibling of the Hasegawa family, and the de facto one in charge, but I wouldn't want to ruin Rez's fun for a few vague what-ifs. Alright, we can hang around for a bit. That's what you want. Only a bit. Alright? I want us to get back before dinner. I'll give you half an hour. Don't play so much you wear yourself out. Alright? Right. I'll be careful, big brother. You can trust me. You can trust this Dark One too. I will look after Rissa. My power should ensure that no harm will befall him. I know Nivni's means to reassure me in that strange, nannish way of hers, but that little spiel actually makes me more anxious, not less. Rissa might be a little kid, but I think he's way more responsible than Nene is. Hey, Rissa, maybe you should keep an eye on our troublesome sister, alright? Don't let her get into any scrapes. I alone. If Nene does anything stupid, I'll tear her off. That a boy. I rub the top of Rissa's head. See to it that you do. I'm counting on you. Hey, why are you asking Rissa to take care of me? It should be the other way around. I thought I was supposed to be the older sibling. You are when it comes to pure numbers. Maybe. But when it comes to your emotional intelligence... What? How could you be so rude? Don't forget, I am the Dark One, a minion of the Dark Lord. I possess powers you should not possibly comprehend, you stupid lowly mortal. One day, when the end times come are nigh, and fire rains from the sky, thou wilt know of your weakness, and thou shalt grovel at my feet. Sure thing. I'll look forward to it. You say that now, but eventually you'll see your folly. You mark my words. The apocalypse will wipe that smirk off your face, if nothing else. Then you shall see the folly of your ways. Now, come on, Rissa. Let's go and play. Nene stalks off towards the runabout, which strides rather more purposeful than might be necessary. Rissa trails after her, utterly unmoved by Nene's talk about the end times. Nene talks about the end of the world so much, I guess we all pretty used to it. With Nene out of the picture, I look back at Elizabeth. I expect her to find her standing beside me, but she looks like she's enticed by the numerous attractions, to be called as such, that the playground has to offer. Elizabeth is sitting on one of the old swings set a few feet away from me. Her fingers curled about the chains, and her soles pressed against the overgrown ground. Later, Jordan. Have a good night. Pleasant dreams. Take care. Thanks. See you next time. She was smiling only a few moments ago, but now the expression on her face is unusually pensive. Is something the matter? Frowning, head over to her, then take a seat on the swing beside her. I'm a bit worried as I lower my behind down on the seat and the metal frame supporting the swing will buckle about me. It looks old enough, but it holds firm. It does creak a little, but it seems surprisingly sturdy. There's one less thing to fuss about. It doesn't, however, alleviate my concerns about Elizabeth. Hey, Elizabeth? Is something in your mind? What? Elizabeth frowns. A few moments pass, most which are more awkward than I'm accustomed to in Elizabeth's company, before she responds. I'm alright. Oh, why do you ask? Well, you gotta admit, you're not acting like yourself. Gotten awfully quiet all of a sudden. In direct contrast with Nene, being loud enough she could probably wake the dead. Did something happen? Oh no, nothing has happened just yet. At the very least. Then something is going to happen. It will. Yes. I knew about that from the beginning. It shouldn't bother me as much as it does. But Olivia's fingers curl around the chains of the swing set. Wanly, she shakes her head. I apologize, Taiki. I have nothing to complain about, really. I'm being self-centered. I should be glad for all I have. And be able to experience. But Elizabeth inhales, then regards me with upturned eyes, which seem impossibly gentle. I want to thank you, Taiki, for being so nice to me all the time. You're very kind. Of all the humans who could have summoned me, I'm glad you did. I had a lot of fun these last few days. I doubt I'd enjoy myself half as much if it wasn't for you. I'm more than grateful you could ever know. Elizabeth bows her head in thanks, in the gesture which, polite though it is a touch too distant for my liking. I sound like Elizabeth to be this demure. I know I can get her case at the beginning, owing to how often she threw herself at me. But I think I prefer this over the new Elizabeth, the cordial, courteous one. Might as well be interacting with a teacher. Elizabeth's new demeanor doesn't seem to bode well. Why are you talking like that?
Like what?
Like, I don't know. Like we're about to say goodbye. You're making it sound like you're about to go back to the Demon Realm. But you're not even been here for a full week. You're not gonna leave already, are you?
I don't want to, but...
Elizabeth's fingers curl more tightly about the chains of the swing, so they creak.
What I want is irrelevant.
Then you don't mean... I don't fish for quarry. I don't suppose I don't need to. Elizabeth must be able to fill in the blanks herself, because she nods.
I'll have to return to Demon Realm soon enough. Yes. It's not through choice, you understand. I had a truly wonderful time here. But through necessity. Demons can't manifest themselves in the human realm for very long. And they don't have a summoner to siphon mana from them. Not even Providence like my mother. I've been feeding on scraps of your mana while you sleep, but it's not enough to sustain me. I don't have much time left. My strength is already starting to run out.
Then I swallow. You're going back? Elizabeth nods. Soon? She nods again. I don't want to ask the next question. Thought Elizabeth's absence unexpectedly painful, but I don't have a real choice. I need to know. I don't want to live in ignorance. Not when, at any given moment, Elizabeth might disappear. When are you planning on leaving? Exactly.
I think I'll be going back home tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
That's better than tonight, I guess, but it's still sooner than I was expecting.
What time? Late at night? Early in the morning?
Early, I think. After I had breakfast. I discussed matters with my mother already. She said you should treat me from the human realm. She's powerful enough to visit the human realm of her own accord for a few minutes. She will retrieve me. And then...
Elizabeth looks down her lap, and her eyes downcast.
I'll leave here for good.
No way. That's so sudden. Leaning back on the seat of the swing, I cast my gaze across the dilapidated park. Nina and Reza are still playing together on the runabout, both of them laughing, completely unaware of the serious conversation I'm having with Elizabeth. They have no idea that she's about to go. As for myself, however, how do I feel about this? I'm not sure. I know I'm being melodramatic. It's not like I know Elizabeth all that well. The thought of being apart from her still stings. If this were so sudden, maybe it wouldn't hurt so much. I hadn't expected this at all. It's a shock, and not in the pleasant way, like a surprise birthday party. It feels like someone's poured a bucket of icy cold water over my head.
It is sudden, I know. Parting this gives me a little comfort either. As I said, I'm not leaving through choice. If I had my way, I'd stay with you for even longer. We can't always have what we want. Still, I consider myself very fortunate that we're able to meet Taiki. I've done a lot together in quite the short space of time. I didn't want to waste a single day. I enjoyed every moment of my time in the human realm. I'm very much enjoying getting to know you. I've had a lot of fun, so when tomorrow arrives, I would do my best not to be sad.
Even if I leave, my memories of our days spent together won't disappear. I'll cherish them, just like I cherish you. You cherish me? Of course I do. I've been kind to you, Taiki. And while I regret the fact I must leave you so soon, I'll never regret meeting you. After all, you're one of the most dearest, most important friends. I gasp. I know Elizabeth means to console me, but this confession tugs at my heartstrings. How can I attempt to act unaffected in the face of Elizabeth's eventual departure, knowing how much she cares for me? How can I hope to stem my own sadness when I have to come to care so much about her? I try to wear a brave face. I wouldn't do much to cry, but my emotions are all jumbled up. I'm not sure what to think or what to feel. There is one fact I am certain of, however, as Elizabeth holds my gaze steady. I don't want to say goodbye to her. I don't want her to leave me. I've come to care about her more than I ever thought I would. And she really does mean a lot to me. During that evening's unusually somber affair, you know how lively things have been last few days, Elizabeth winds up telling the rest of my family about her plans to leave come tomorrow morning. She tries out the same line she used to me earlier, back at the playground, but she sounds less emotional. She keeps her fair features from clouding over. I consider myself very fortunate I was able to spend these last few days with you. Thank you for having me. It was a great honor. Elizabeth accompanies her words with a bow that doesn't really suit her. I'm not accustomed to Elizabeth breaking out of formalities. Not she's so typically exuberant. My grandparents seem to think so too, as my grandma smiles and says, "That's all right, dear. You don't need to thank us. Having you stay here was a pleasure." "That's right. I just wish you could have stayed longer. I wish you had to go back to the demon realm, though. Eventually." It was the same with Kaneza when I first met her. "Speaking of which, you said your mother was coming to collect you." "Yes, she is." "Wonderful. I'll be looking forward to see her again. It's been, what, almost 40 years. My grandpa smiles in wonderment, then shakes his head. Time really does fly. Nene, who was busy sipping from her miso soup, sets the bowl aside and looks at Elizabeth questioningly. "Will we see your mother, Alyssa?" "You will, if you can wake up bright and early tomorrow morning. My mother says she'll be here at 9 o'clock sharp, and she's a stickler for punctuality. She hates being kept waiting." She sounds like a woman after my own heart. I cannot buy being messed around either. "I think my mother might be a little like you, actually, Chiharu. She's very strict, but she isn't a bad person. I know that she cares about me a lot." Nene pulls a face as though she's swallow something sour. "This Dark One was looking forward to meeting yet another of your kind. But if she's anything like Chi, I'll have to temper my excitement. Chi is scary enough as it is. As far as I know, she doesn't have any demonic blood within her veins. Truly, I'm no match for her. What wicked wiles. Stop talking nonsense and finish eating your dinner. It'll get cold." "Yes, ma'am. Whatever you say." Nene gives Chiharu a salute, then returns to her dinner, while Chiharu sighs. If only you were disobedient all the time, then it might be possible to have a halfway sensible conversation with you. We all return to our meals, our conversation interspaced with the sounds of mastication and the clinking of chopsticks. Elizabeth finishes her meal first. She must have made herself hungry, with all the walking we did earlier, in sighs and contentment, her arms raised above her head.
That really hit the spot.
Was it to your liking, dear?
Yes, indeed. Your salmon is delicious, as are all your sauteed vegetables. Even the rice is cooked to perfection. Food like this doesn't exist in the Demon Realm. I'll miss it when I go back.
Elizabeth examines her empty bowls wanly, a small frown upon her face. But the moment soon passes, she's able to force a smile.
But no matter, delicious food like this tastes even better. You can't eat every day.
It'd be a real tragedy if I get sick of your cooking.
This is Hasegawa.
Oh, you. My grandma laughs while waving a hand in Elizabeth's direction. You don't need to call me Mrs. Hasegawa. You spent much more than enough time with our family. Why, I almost consider you my own grandchildren.
You do?
Of course. Your Kindness's daughter, after all. You'll always be welcome here. Now, why would you try calling me Gramps? And you can call me Granny, if you want. Gramps? Granny? Chiharu raises an eyebrow. I'm gonna call you that, and I'm your actual granddaughter. Me too. May 3, such terms of endearment seem ill-fitting for a dark one, such as myself. Ha! Well, you might think you're too old and mature to address your grandparents like that. We have no silly qualms, do you, Alyssa? You'll indulge the sentimental whims of a couple of old-timers, won't you?
Of course, and I mind. I'll be flattered to address you as such, like members of my own family. Gramps, and you too, Granny. Now it seems everyone has finished with their food. She'd like to clear the table.
If you wouldn't mind, dear, it would be a big help. Are you sure? This is your last night, after all. Not what you treat like a serving girl.
It's fine. I enjoy helping. I didn't cook, but I can certainly clean.
I'll help out too. It should be quicker with an extra pair of hands. Plus, I'm not sure if I could trust Elizabeth with all the cookery. I know she means well, but she's not the most coordinated of people. I'm afraid she might break something.
Thank you, Taiki. You're very kind.
Oh no, don't mention it. I don't think I deserve her praise. Not when I'm offering more for the sake of the dishes than Elizabeth.
Well then, while you do that, I think it's best you run a bath, Risa. It's getting late, and you must be tired. Why, you barely said a peep all evening.
Now, why don't you fetch Flopsy and come along? Speaking of... Where is Flopsy? I've not seen her since you got back. That is a good point. The pair of you are normally inseparable. You aren't fighting, are you? My grandpa clearly means this as a joke, but as his eyes widen, he passed at himself, as though Flopsy might manifest himself beneath his shirt or inside one of his pockets. Of course, that she would fit. Before alarmed, he cries out.
You're right. Flossie isn't here. She's missing.
Silence descends into the dining room, following Risa's announcement. We look between one another, uncertainly, until I eventually speak. Are you sure she's missing, Risa? We checked her room. She might be lying in your futon waiting for you.
No, she isn't. She can't be. I had her when we went out. I know we did. She was with me when we went to that school, and then...
You dropped her? Reza nods.
Played a whole bunch that I didn't notice, but I must have.
If I don't have her, she'll be somewhere outside, all alone in the dark. I need to go and look for her. Reza hurries to the door, but I outpace him. I get to my feet. And, lobbing across the towel floor in 3 strides, I place a hand upon his shoulder. Whoa there, Rissa, you can't head out right now. Not at this hour.
But Flossie's out there. She's all alone. I dropped her and I forgot about her. And now...
Rissa sniffles, tears beginning to bead in the corner of his eyes.
She must be so scared. I can't just leave her. She was a gift from Mama. She's my bestest friend. I love her. Friends shouldn't leave other friends in the dark.
If friends wouldn't want their friends to chase after them in the dark, especially when it's so windy and wet outside. I hear the not-so-distant sound of rainfall. It's been drizzling throughout the dinner. It's really starting to come down hard. It sounds like there's a storm brewing. Put yourself in danger if you go outside, Rissa. It's so dark you might end up falling and spraying something. Or even worse, falling into an irrigation ditch. I don't think Flossie would want that. Or your mama, for that matter. But... Taiki's right. You have to stay indoors, Rissa. Look for Flopsy later. Indeed. Dry thine eyes, alright? This dark one commands it. I'm certain that Flopsy will be fine.
You say that, but you don't know. Well, she isn't fine. She's all alone. If I don't have Flossie, I don't know what I'll do.
Tears begin to bead in Riz's eyes. Tears are round as pennies, soon drip down his flustered cheeks. His shoulders tremble, and his nose starts to run. Rissa looks distraught enough to be devastated. I think he just heard that his precious family member passed away, not that his favorite stuffed toy had gone missing. It might seem like an exaggerated reaction, but it's not surprising. Ress is a little kid when all is said and done, and Flossie was a present from his mother, one of the only mementos he has while she works abroad. Ress has not seen his parents since years. Flossie's been with him for years and years. She means a lot to him, more than I can imagine. I can understand his tears. I can't let him go outside. Not right now. He needs to stay indoors, where it's safe and dry. Can't let Rissa dash off. But maybe...
Rissa?
Elizabeth sees to share my thought because she rises from the table.
Do you think you were at school when you dropped Flopsy?
I think so. I'm not sure. Why?
If you leave that Flossie's there, then somebody else needs to go and search for her, even if you can't. You need to stay here like your sister said. I'm not a child. I'm a grown woman, and nobody can tell me what I can and can't do. Nobody can stop me from when I want to go outside. And it just so happens, I feel like taking a stroll.
Huh? Will you search for her, Ellie? You will? But that's ridiculous. I can't condone this course of action myself, Alyssa. I know you care about Rissa. Goodness knows I do too. But going outside at night like this is a fool's errand. You'll get soaked to the bone.
I know that. I do understand the risk. But I'm afraid I can't sit by and let Rissa cry. If Flossie's out there, then I must look for her. I intend to scour every inch of the school for your missing companion. So worry not. I am certain I will find her. I promise.
Elizabeth heads to the front door, heedless of my family's cries. Her shoulders are square, and her stride is purposeful. Her eyes narrow with determination. She's prepared to walk all the way back to school, despite the awful weather, to make Rissa smile. I was turning this possibility over myself, but I didn't want to commit to it. I had no desire to get pelted by the rain for the sake of a stuffed rabbit. But... can't you say something to her, Taiki? She can't seriously mean to go outdoors in this weather. Tell her to knock it off. Jeez. Ran a hand through my hair and sighed. I guess I have no choice. It's not like I can just leave her. Wait for me, Elizabeth. I'm coming too.
You are?
Elizabeth, who was in the middle of pulling her shoes on the front door, pauses, then she stares at me.
But there's no need. I'll be quiet on my own. I don't wish to inconvenience you, so...
I'll be more inconvenienced, believe me. If you got lost out there, you don't know where around half around as I do. Now stop deferring and accept my help. I'm not gonna back down on this. I can be pretty stubborn. Hey, Taiki, you should be going along with Elizabeth's silly schemes. You should be stopping them. Neither of you should be heading out. Please, dears, reconsider. I know you care about Rissa. We can search tomorrow. If you did drop softly on the walk, she can't go anywhere. Your safety is much more important. I know, and I get that. But, sorry. I offer my family a remorseless smile. I don't think your entreaties will work on Elizabeth. She's too single-minded. I won't let her go outside alone. No choice but to do this together.
Not chirps. I'm gonna call for tonight. I thought I would finish it, but yeah, it's getting a bit late for me. And also, I'm getting really hungry. Crackers are not gonna count cracker and water. Anyway, yep, I'm gonna call it a night. But I'll definitely continue part 4 tomorrow. And go back to the title. Yeah. Anyway, stay tuned tomorrow for part 4 of my Lovey-Dovey Demon. This is between Adair and the cat signing out. Take care, stay safe, stay nitty. We'll see all of you again. And yeah, it is approaching New Year's Eve. What's the matter, Jarbar? You right? Good night, Jarvar. Good night, Karsleen. Good night, Seal. Good night, Kiwi. Good night, Deadman. Good night, Prodex. And good night to the rest of the chirps that couldn't make it, off doing other things. And thank you for time and your sorry. Thank you for your time and company. I appreciate it. Especially any newcomers or earth lurkers. And to my chirps, of course. That, I see. But yeah, don't worry. I'm gonna continue this tomorrow. There. Bye everyone. And good night. Blah.